This is Trials Rising. I'm a huge fan of the entire Trials series. In fact, I recently played some games that are like, I don't know, spiritual spin offs of Trials. And, nothing fully replaces the original Trials experience. I'm not one of those folks who is incredibly good at Trials, so I don't want to set your expectations too high. I am a middling average Trials player. I'm not a complete disaster, but some of the gymnastics that people can pull off in this game just blow my mind, and I am not one of the people that can do it. So, yeah, so welcome to my stream. You get to watch me be not all that great, but that's okay. Trials is fun whether you're good at it or not, just because just the sheer audacity of what you're doing in this game, I don't know, it's just such a hilarious fantasy that it's kind of, I don't know, it's worth it to play even if you kind of suck, which is sort of what I'm doing. So for this course, they're recommending, I should play a course that actually is recommending the vehicle that I have. Otherwise, you're just going to watch me struggle like crazy. What about this one? Oh, it's one of these. Huh, I wonder. Okay, yes. Okay, so I've only played enough of this that I've unlocked one bike. So I started with the Squid, which is your baseline bike. It's basically, it's just, not very high power, not very high agility. It's just kind of bare minimum bike to get through a trials course and learn how the game works. The Rhino is the first one that I've actually unlocked. It's got more power, but not a ton of agility. And so this is about sort of learning how to grapple with kind of a big heavy bike. So we'll grab that one. It's what this course was designed for. And so what it's going to do is it's going to pit me on a course against basically the ghosts of a bunch of other players. So instead of just playing by myself, which is basically, I mean, Trials is a solo game. It's showing me what other people have done on the same course in order to sort of motivate me and help me understand whether I'm doing well or not. I think that they deliberately chose people who are sort of in my skill range, so that so the worst person on here is probably worse than me. The best person on here is probably better than me and sort of aspirational for me to try to beat them, but not completely out of my range. All right, so Trials. If you have not been exposed to Trials before, it's effectively a 2D game in a 3D world. So all of my movement is two-dimensional. I'm just following, this bike never turns left or right unless the spline that I'm on turns left or right. And so my job is to handle my acceleration, my braking, and my lean as the person on the bike. And most of the control I have over how fast I go and how well I navigate. Oh no. Well, that was a disaster. I'm going to try that again. All right. So that didn't go all that well. I technically placed, but I definitely could have done a better job on that course. Let's see. Yeah, I did not quite get the gold. So I think I can do better. So we'll hit continue, but I'd rather restart. So let's hit the restart button and try it again. So you actually have, even though you've got not very many different controls, all I have is the right trigger to accelerate, the left trigger to brake, and then the left stick to wobble back and forth and lean forward and back. But those those four controls actually give me a lot of very fine granular control over my run, because my back wheel is what drives, right? And so, okay, so what I need to do is make sure that I'm back far enough to actually clear that gap. And so if I lean back on my back wheel, it gets more traction and it can accelerate faster. If I lean forward, that's what allows me to go up hills without rocking back. And so taking a downslope, taking a jump, a lot of it depends on me getting enough acceleration going down to the jump, and then leaning hard enough into the ramp up into the jump that I can actually go much further. And then sometimes I want to go further. Yeah, I got the gold. Sometimes I want to go further, And sometimes I don't want to go further. Like that one spot that you saw where I actually had to back up a bit in order to take the jump. Because I took the previous jump so hard, I landed in a bad position to take the next jump. And so you have to get to know the course, take some things slow, take some things fast, lean at the right times, lean exactly the right amount at the right times, in order to actually play the jumps the way you want to play them. And so there's just, and because everything is analog, how it's sensitive, like how much you pull the triggers back determines how much you accelerate, how much you tilt the stick determines how much you lean. There's so much granular control that no two runs in this game are exactly the same. Which leaves lots of room for players to compete with each other, and to have better and worse runs than they had before. So this game is incredibly clever, specifically because it takes something that on its face is very simple. It seems like it's very simple, and they sort of embed a ton of complexity deep down in the details of it, so that when you're just barely learning the game, it just feels really straightforward. And then the deeper you get into it, the more you realize how much depth there actually is in this system. So, okay, it looks like there's another competition in the same course, but let's back away from this. Let's do something that's a little bit more outlandish. Alright, so I've already done these ones. It looks like... What is this? So this game, Trials Rising, has got a structure that's a little different from past Trials games. Most past Trials games, I just chose my events from a menu. They were just in a particular order. You do them in order and unlock them one at a time, and you just get through this crazy series of courses. This one, having me navigate this map and all these different sponsors and events, it's a little bit more complicated and actually kind of harder for me to figure out what I want to do with. It's a little bit challenging, but once you get into the levels work the same way they always have, which is nice. All right. So this is more of a traditional level. That previous one I showed you was like sort of a very straightforward course, just built out of wood ramps and water traps and stuff. Most of the levels are more like this. Big, elaborate 3D affairs. Oh, what? Okay, hold on. We'll try that again. I was expecting to go forward, but no, I'm going down here. Okay, so I need to lean forward. What the? Was that? Okay. So I'm just going to live with fails right now, so that I can get to know the entire course. But then I'm going to try this without faults later on, see if I can do it. Alright, so... Oh, no! That was not what I wanted to do. Ideally, I actually wanted to get up here. Usually, the high road is actually the best road to take, if you can take the jumps well enough to make it. Oh, okay. So I've got to lean... No, okay, so leaning forward... So my habit is leaning forward, but it looks like I actually... If I lean too forward into that one, I get overbalanced in the wrong direction, so... Oh, yes, made it up to the high road. That's good. Oh, no! Okay, that wasn't good. Let's try that. Okay, did not make the high road this time, but... good enough. And did I just land in the engine of a starship? What is that over there? Whoa. What? Thumbs up from a robot? Okay, whatever. Okay, I got a silver medal. Because I screwed up a couple of times. So let's hit restart and try this again. And so this time I have a better sense of what's coming. Okay, so having trouble getting traction. Nope. Okay, this is just not going well at all. Let's start over from the beginning. Alright. So go this way. So I need to make sure that my... Oh, why do I keep... Okay, I keep leaning forward like that's going to help me. There we go. Okay, that was alright. I'm not thrilled. Alright, go down this, and then... Oh, gosh! Okay, hold on. So is this underwater? Is that what this is supposed to be? Is that why my physics are a little different than I'm used to? Alright, so that went okay. that went okay. Oh, okay. Do I want to? Okay, let's just not try to get the high road this time. Let's go this way. Okay, so if I can feel like I'm bouncing a little bit, Oop, oh crap. Okay, so that didn't go well. Let's try again. There, that was better. Hopefully I'm still going to qualify for gold. I've hit some slowdowns. Oh crap. No, no. Okay, well let's just try that again real quick so I can learn it. If I'm going to get a gold in this level, I'm going to have to do a lot better. Okay, let's restart. Alright, so... yeah, so anytime you're bouncing, you don't have traction. And trying to go when you don't have good traction, trying to lean into something like it's gonna work, like you've got, you know, acceleration, will just flip you over on your face. You have to be very careful about watching your wheels, knowing where they are, knowing how much weight is on... oh, no! Is on each of your... no! No! Okay. How much weight is on each of your wheels. People who are really good at this, I think, just end up having, like, almost a sixth sense about what's going on with their wheels. No! Oh, how did that even happen? All right. Okay, yeah, so I was leaning forward into that incline, but then I was still leaning forward when I left the incline, and it just flipped me onto my face. So knowing the track is really important, because sometimes you don't have great visibility, and so you have to just know what's coming. Like right here. Oh, yeah. So I would have had to take that very differently if I was going to take the high road on it. Oh, that went better than usual. That's almost spooky. Okay. Did I make this? I did? Nope. No. Okay, good. Whew. I was sure that was going to go very badly. No, no. Oh my gosh, at the very last second. Are you kidding me? That was like... that part wasn't even hard for me in any of my previous runs. I'm going to have a no-fault run. I'm going to. I insist on it. Alright, here we go. Up this. Down this. Up here. So landing in the best way to immediately be able to get traction and take off again is a big part of how this works. Oh, no, no. Okay, nope, we're going to do it again. So if repeating the same level again and again is not your thing, you are not a Trials player. Because this is how the game works. You make slight mistakes and you start over again. It's like Super Meat Boy with a motorcycle. I actually almost wish that you could watch like a summary at the end. Kind of, actually, yeah, kind of like the end of Desperados 3 or the end of Super Meat Boy level. Just to see all of the runs you did simultaneously. Nope. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yes. Up that. Cool. Right. And then... no! Yes. Okay, whatever. Okay, we made that. And... whew, no faults. Gold medal! There we go. Nice. Whew. All right. Wait, platinum? Is that a thing? There are platinum medals in this? I didn't know there were platinum medals. How do you get a platinum medal? Was that just that much better than gold or something? That's crazy. All right, well, sweet. Wait. Yeah, I'll upvote it. Sure. Why not? So Bread4181 just showed up and said, yeah, there are diamond medals too. You can do so much better than the typical bronze, silver, and gold. You get a diamond medal. So, okay, so I appreciate the fact that in a game as hard, I mean, Trials gets super ridiculously hard if you keep playing into the later levels, where it's like they ask you to do things that are just absolutely insane. But I like the fact that apparently they set it up so that there's bronze, silver, and gold that are exposed to you as a new player, and secretly there's platinum and diamond. But we don't even show you that you're falling short. Like there's like I have fallen so short on most of my runs compared to like a really really good player. But basically, this game has such a high skill ceiling. You can get so good at this game, so much better at this game than a typical starting player, that it would actually be frustrating for a starting player to show them how much better they could be than they are. And so they only show you bronze, silver, gold, so you think you're maximizing your potential early on, and then only later on, as you get better, do you discover their higher places to go. So Bread says only like the top 2% of players have the ability to get the diamonds. Yeah, and you know what? I'm fine with not being one of those players. I have no expectation that I should be at that tier. So I'm curious. Okay, so I'm still just all gold here in North America. I haven't unlocked any new stuff over there yet. I guess, should I try another, what's this one? 150% power all the way. What's that? Okay, the Rhino is recommended. Good, because that's the bike I got. So Mark, who's joined me here, says, I'm in the top 1,000 worldwide, and even I have only like 9 diamonds. Well, honestly, I'm thrilled that I've got someone with any diamonds watching my stream, because I do not qualify for your attention. I am a completely... I think I just illustrated the tier of Trials player that I am. I am a basement league Trials player. I love these games, but I am not the person you watch if you want to see incredible, impressive skill. Okay, so my bike has got more power than it's supposed to have right now. That's why I'm freaking out a little bit. Okay, so since I've got some expert Trials players here, I should ask them to remind me, how is it that a person... Oh, hey, can I just do this? Nope. Okay, fine. I honestly don't... Oh, so close. I don't know what I'm doing better or worse sometimes to get a higher jump or a further jump on one run than on another. Like, I know it has a lot to do with my lean, but what exactly am I doing? Okay, so Mark says that Trials is a game for everyone, and I think most of the Trials community are welcoming. I appreciate that. You know, so the game that I work on actually just released a new easy mode, and we're actually contending with the fact that some folks in our hardcore community are angry that we created an easy mode. Okay, so because they basically they kind of want to they want the game to be just for them. Basically, they want all of the effort that we put into making the game to be in favor of their playstyle. And when we make things that are for other people, they're like, oh, they feel the opportunity cost. And they're like, you know, we should be the only members of this community. But that just can't be how we operate. You know, I mean, our game has got a really broad, diverse audience. Okay, so, nope. Okay, seriously, stop it. Stop sucking at this game, Jeffrey. And we want everyone who's interested in the subject matter of our game to be able to play our game and be able to have a good time with it. And so that I screwed that up. Oh no, this is the thing I hate. So Trials tries really hard to make sure that restarting is painless. And so they make it really easy. You just push a button and you've restarted. No dialogues to close, nothing. You just get right back into the game, which is great most of the time, until, out of habit, you hit the restart entire level button, when what you really wanted to hit was the restart this checkpoint button. They're very different buttons, but you get into the habit of using one, and you can absolutely screw yourself up with the other. Alright, so here we go. So it feels like what I need to do. Okay, so if I just take off at full speed immediately, I flip over. I need to lean forward a lot. But if I just lean forward, I don't get enough traction. I don't get enough power to get up the hill. So I think I need to start slow, lean backwards a little bit, then lean forwards. And so leaning backwards, I think, gives me enough power to my back tire that I can get enough speed going. But then I lean forward so that that at that speed, I can hit the actual jump, the actual ramp the way I need to hit it. Okay, so right there, so the problem there, okay, let's just restart, is that I don't actually know the best way to keep getting traction going up this thing. This is one of those... There are a lot of these in Trials where it's like, there's a ramp that I just can't... I'm not even getting my wheels onto it. And so I'm not going to be able to get up it in any kind of meaningful way. Yeah, so I think part of like the changes to the way that I'm leaning right here are a big part of why I'm failing. Okay, so maybe the question, maybe I'm not actually supposed to get traction on the main body of this monolith. Maybe I'm actually supposed to just get... Oh, what? What did I just... Wait, what was that? Maybe I just need to get high enough that something... What just... I don't even understand what happened just there. So, a thing just appears under me if I go high enough. What? That was not what I was expecting from that challenge. Okay. Well, there we go. So I wasn't actually meant to climb directly up. So, yeah, what I was hypothesizing a second ago was that I was not actually meant to climb all the way up that monolith. I was meant to just fire myself high enough that something else happened. So, it did work. Can I make it? Yes. What even was that? So... What? I don't even know what's happening right now. This level is weird. I don't even know what that last bit was about. That was crazy. Yeah, so Mark points out that, yeah, in the map editor, you can set it up so when you hit a trigger volume, anything happens. And so in most of the levels that I've played so far, what happens is big cinematic explosions and moments, but you can really make anything happen, including just a thing appearing out of nowhere. So this might not be the best illustration of a typical over-the-top crazy Trials level. Maybe I should go back and play a couple of the ones from North America that I'm more familiar with, so that you can sort of see what that experience is usually like. Oh, so Mark points out that flame ring was probably not just window dressing. That flame ring was probably marking the location of the trigger. So I should get the sense that when I see a flame ring, what I'm doing is I'm hitting a trigger that's going to do something. So, So let's go to, I don't know, what do we want to do? You know what? I really like this one, Lights, Camera, Action. This interesting. This recommends the Mantis, which I haven't unlocked yet. We'll take the Rhino. This one's a good example of like a high for production values, high craziness Trials level. At least there's some crazier ones, I assume, as you get into the really advanced stuff. But for a rookie level person like me, this is the kind of thing that is kind of most entertaining for me. So a lot of that, you see these ghosts with me. They're all a little bit ahead of me, and one of the mistakes that I usually make is I love taking jumps so much that I will often overdo it. I'll just maximize my velocity as I'm going up into the jump, but a lot of the time that's not actually what you want, because jumping higher means that your tires are off the road for longer. And if your tires are off the road for longer, that's less time spent accelerating. And So even though you might be able to go faster initially by accelerating all the way into a jump, the fact that you... Oh, come on. The fact that you spend so much time in the air actually ends up overall costing you acceleration. Alright, so this section is one of my favorites. So this car explodes, and then you actually ride the bottom of it. Oh no! To get to the ending. So there was that like whole special effects sequence in the middle. It's just like this level is just crazy over the top, and most of the levels in Trials are like this. Are, you know, at least the big levels in Trials are like this. Yeah, so Mark, I did understand what you meant. You know, when you said that that the flame rings were the triggers. That yeah, that the trigger is an invisible thing you could hit any way you want to. And you see, like, there were a lot of triggers in that Hollywood level that I just did that were completely invisible. It's just when I got to a certain spot, it knew it needed to put the car where it belonged and stuff like that. So most triggers are invisible. And yeah, I did understand that whoever, you know, made that level put that ring of fire there just to signify where they had put a trigger so that I could learn the language of that level and I could understand, oh, when I see a ring of fire in this particular level, that's the language that the designer has chosen to use to show me where the triggers are. So yeah, I totally understood. You did, you know, your English was great. No problem understanding you. So the fact that this one was so strange was... Okay, so oh, it's got a creator listed. Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't realized this. Are the levels with this symbol on them that have a creator listed, are these user created levels? Are these things that... Oh, interesting. So this one's medium. Oh, that's gonna be hard for me. So that means that snow level that I went on and this one, these were all created by users. So how do they decide which user-created levels to give me? Like, do they just choose, do they curate a certain set of them that they give to everyone at once? Or is there something about specific ones that just, like, get handed to me for some particular reason? So, okay, so DM Nico says that it's automated. That basically, which levels I get handed are determined somehow by an algorithm somewhere. But it makes me very curious how that algorithm works, how it decides that I should have this particular set and somebody else should maybe have a different one, or are they handled by an algorithm and everyone gets the same ones at once, and then it just sort of cycles through them, and we're all sort of getting a different subset based on time. Okay, so Bread says all people get the same ones. So that means, like, if I come back next week or next month, it'll be a different set that are available here? Well, this one's medium, so... Okay, so if... Okay, this one was hard. Okay, that actually makes me feel better about what a struggle I had playing it. So if this one was hard, then maybe this one being medium. I wonder how they rate the levels. Like, oh, they recommend the Mantis? Well, let's see how I do. I wonder how they create the ratings. I guess maybe did they just get manually rated by developers who are curating the levels? I guess that would make sense, right? You wouldn't want to just put random user-created levels out there. They could be anything, right? Oh, Bread suggested it could be something to do with popularity. Like, there's a way to apparently just browse through any of the user-created levels and pick the ones you want. And so, but then the ones that get most popular are the ones that get populated on the world map. That does make sense. Okay, so we've got... Okay, well, that was a disaster from the get-go. Let's try again. Okay, this time I leaned to get my front wheel up. Oh, no! Let's try that again. Oh my gosh, what the... Are you kidding me? What is happening? Suddenly I'm in 1917. Alright. So is this like a Dreamland kind of level? Oh, that was bad. I got all these like really good Trials players watching me suck, but I know you don't care. I care. What was that thing? Come on. Yes. Yes. No. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when you... Oh, what the... Ah! Ah! Okay. Nope, don't do that. So I definitely want to kind of pop a wheelie there, and then... No! Don't flip on your back, you big idiot. Okay. Alright. So you can see, like, I basically, throughout that, only had my back wheel on the track, but that's fine, because that's my drive wheel. So, there are some levels where the whole point is to, like, be bouncing on your back wheel the whole time, because... What? How do I avoid that? Seriously, how do I avoid that? Do I have to stop? No, it just hits me no matter what I do. Is this a time thing? Is this level a practical joke? What am I supposed to do about that? Oh, okay, so if I'm just fast enough, I can make it. Alright, well, that's cool. And they've just got, like, all the transitions. It's like watching somebody new to TikTok doing a TikTok video. Ooh, wait, look at this ramp. This is going to be interesting. Why am I... Come on, I'm better than that. Okay, that was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, this just never ends. I guess you can't really see... There is a thing showing the length of the track, but most of it's going behind my head, so you can't really see it. What is the... What? What is this level? Wow. That... Okay, so Mark says it's free for the creator to set up the difficulty. So, when I'm on... Okay, well, let's just... Oh, no. Really? I have to sit through that again? No. Oh, wait. So do I just... Oh, hold on. Maybe I just don't want to go in that hole at all. Can I take that jump in a way that does... Okay. So, yeah. So I don't have enough velocity if I take this jump too fast. Yeah, so if I take that jump too fast, I don't have enough velocity to go up this ramp at the rate I need to go. So what I need to do is deliberately not go... Okay, that was a little too much. Hold on. Deliberately not take this at full speed so that I can hit this ramp hard enough to go over the eyeball of death. And load myself into a cannon. Okay, that transition was awesome. I feel like this level might have been made by somebody who has a TikTok account. Because the sheer amount of like crazy transitions that they did, that was over the top ridiculous. Brad points out that, yeah, back wheel only tracks are really, really hard. And yeah, I believe it. So I've been on some tracks in previous Trials games where I needed to do a lot of just crazy back and forth, bouncing around gymnastics on my wheels. And occasionally I could pull it off almost by accident. But yeah, not with any kind of consistency. All right, well, let's try the Flying Fin. We haven't done this one yet. Oh, recommended Mantis. Let's see what I can do with the Rhino. Alright. Oh, I think I'm dressed right for a Scandinavian track. So I need to beat this other player. I'm not sure exactly how they choose what other player to pit me against. I remember in early Trials games, it would just be my friends. Like, whatever whatever the next best run by one of my friends was compared to my previous run would be the ghost I was running against. But it looks like with this one, like I assume I must have had friends playing this, but that's not who I'm getting matched against. I'm getting matched against total strangers. So I don't know if they just sort of like have a database of decent runs by different people, and they just sort of pair me with someone that is an appropriate challenge for my level, and then once I beat them, maybe they. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Ah! Okay, fine. And then once I beat them, maybe they find somebody who's just a little bit better. No, well, okay, that was. I guess that wasn't fatal. Here we go. And there we go. I hope I didn't need to be accelerating down that whole hill. Looks like I didn't. Okay, cool. Well, that was not very impressive. Let's start it again. All right. So let's not have any faults this time. That's step one. Let's also not take the hills super slow and uncomfortably. I don't even remember that part. I must have taken that jump very differently the first time. I think that's marginally better than last time, and this time I will not do it right! Ah, that was bad. Okay, well, I think it was better than last time anyway. Let's see if it was better enough than last time. And I really should not be taking these as hard as I possibly can. I should... I'm wasting a lot of time in the air. Oh, you kidding me? Just barely shy of gold? Well, fine. Oh, well, we're not going to do that. Okay, well, let's try that again. Yeah, so sometimes actually not hitting the accelerator at maximum and instead sort of taking it a little bit gently is actually the fastest and most efficient way to take a level. Don't tip over. Stop it. Nope, be a good biker. Oh, I'm losing so much time on that. Okay. Losing so much time on just being a bouncy disaster. Alright, so let's just ride this at first. And then, woo! Oh, whoa, wait. Dang, you just kind of get into free fall right there. Okay, I'm just going to coast and see if that makes a difference. Coast. Yeah, not much different from accelerating, honestly. How'd I do? Oh, you kidding me? Still just barely shy of gold. Come on. Well, that didn't help. Let's try this again. By the way, I realize that while I'm focused on the run, I have a lot of trouble reading the chat, so if any of you experts are giving me really good advice on how I could be driving better, I apologize that I am not reading it. Like, I feel like I'm taking this section wrong, but I don't know what the right way is, and so I'm not improving. I love a guy who's tubing. Okay, so let's... Nope. Alright, so I keep thinking that I can, like, find a way to accelerate at exactly the right time on that lift to be just coming off the lift at the top. But what I keep doing instead is either accelerating too fast and hitting my face below the platform, or just not accelerating at all, and then my wheels leave the ground and there's nothing I can do. So I don't know if that means that what I need to be... Okay, fine. I don't know if what that means is that I need to be. I honestly, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong because there's definitely a good way to take that lift section, and I'm not finding it. And I'm doing better than the other guy, but not by all that much. Bread says that it's weird to be called an expert when they don't consider themselves to be all that good. You're better than me. If you've yeah, because Bread, weren't you the one who talked about having gotten like a diamond or something like that, or was it Mark who said he'd gotten diamond? I don't remember now, but there we go. Either way, I think if you've been playing as much Trials as you sound like you've been playing, I think you're all much better at it than I am. Okay, I think I spent less time in the air there, but I was slower this time than last time. How is that happening? Okay, well, probably just each of these hills has got so much potential. Like right there, like that was garbage. That was faster, marginally, but you know, every little millisecond counts here when it comes to qualifying for gold. For now that I know that platinum and diamond exists, like, why am I considering gold to be like the standard of excellence? I mean, if gold is, you know, only halfway up the ladder, why aren't I just settling for silver? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm so tantalizingly close to gold. It just feels like I ought to at least try for it, right? Okay, let's just pretend that was okay. Okay, I'm just gonna be okay with this speed, but then I'm gonna brake as I come up this. Spend less time in the air, accelerate downhill, and gain some time. Yes! Did it! Alright. Here we go. So, by the way, I haven't acknowledged Uni of Trials who joined us here. Looks like there's someone who probably does know a lot about Trials, since Trials is in their name. And wow, you folks are talking about a 14-minute Giga track? Are you kidding me? People make tracks that long? That sounds insane. Like, especially like, trying to get like a no-fault run on a track that's 14 minutes long sounds like a great way to just get closer to your own death fruitlessly. Gear crates, yeah, whatever. All right, let's look at this one. It's easy, perfect for me. Niet problem. So you can tell that all of these are trying to sort of take on the character of the country that they're associated with. So that last one was about Finland, and this one is says Niet because it's Russian. Oh my gosh. So yeah, the 16th of July, there's going to be a Giga Truck with a 14-minute platinum. That is insane. So, person that has Trials in the name, are you actually involved with the game? Are you a really dedicated Trials player, or are you actually involved with the development of this? Because if you're involved with the development of this, applause to you. Even though I am not a good Trials player, I do love the game, and I play not only Trials, but like there's some Trials imitators out there that I play. I'm just into this entire concept, and you know, whoever developed the very original Trials, the one that sort of, oh dang it, one that got it all going, I think I don't know. This game was a brilliant inspiration. I'm very glad it exists. I was saying earlier on that like it's got this really perfect combination of, you know, simplicity and depth, where, you know, you can be like figuring out how the game works is easy. My 5-year-old son, I suck. My 5-year-old son can play this game, but my 5-year-old son will never be as good as the greatest Trials players, because there's so much room to become incredibly good at this game. Like I had friends that used to just drive me crazy. When the original Trials came out on, I think it was on the Xbox 360. I and a bunch of friends at work we were all playing Trials, and some of them were able to do things in this game that just blew my mind. They had amazing times and amazing scores on tracks that I could not even navigate. I couldn't even begin to navigate. And I would I think at the time, Trials didn't have actual ghosts of other people's runs, and it just had a marker showing where they got. And so I would watch his marker just sort of bounce around on the level. I'm like, what are you doing? How are you making this work? I want to see it. And so I'm glad the ghosts exist now, so I can at least see what other people are doing, because I imagine there's going to be levels in this game where when I look at them, it's just going to be a mystery how they work. So yeah, I can't tell if it's an I or an L, so I don't know if you're Unal of Trials or Uni of Trials, but they said, yeah, they did work on at least this. Wait, am I on a rocket ship? I was not paying attention. So they did work on this iteration of Trials, and that the originator of the very first version of the game is actually still the creative director in the studio, which is cool. It's nice when people get to stick around with something that they created that long ago. It's very common for the originator of a franchise to start it out, but then at some point somebody else takes over and they move on to something else. Which sometimes that's exactly what they want. You can get super tired, even of the best idea that you put a lot of yourself into. You can get tired of doing the same thing all the time. So some folks, they like to leave their franchises behind and move on to do something else, which is totally awesome and respected. But I also really love it's sort of a romantic idea of somebody creating something great and then just sticking with it for a really long time and just continuing to work on it, continuing to hone their little creation. So I have a lot of respect for that too. Working on the State of Decay team, they're the originators of State of Decay, the original people who had the idea back when they were working at ArenaNet. They still work on the franchise. They are still at the studio, still doing the good work, and it's really, there's something special about creating something and then seeing it all the way through to the end. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I got folks in the chat talking about Trials like a bunch of experts. No, in jargon that I don't even understand. So I'm going to let that go, and I'm not going to try to understand it all. But, yeah. So, I assume at some point this rocket's going to... Oh, it's probably going to detach its lower stages, right? Is my character dead? I'm pretty sure my character's dead at this point. How am I holding on to this rocket? How is this cutscene not ending? Okay, I was going to say, am I going to go the entire distance to the sun before the cutscene ends? I'm still only level 21. I don't unlock another bike till 42, so I got a bunch of playing to do. Well, I should definitely play more Trials, because 21 viewers is higher than I usually have. And apparently it's just enough, I don't think there's anything I'm doing. There's enough enthusiasm around this game that if I'm playing Trials, there's a lot of people who just want to watch Trials. And I have a lot of appreciation for that, because I love Trials too. Okay, so I'm going to have the Rhino again. It's interesting to be playing through so many levels where I do not qualify to use the recommended bike. That just kind of wasn't... the earlier Trials games that I played a lot more of, it didn't seem like that was how it worked. It's like there was a particular bike you needed to use, typically. And you're pretty much required to use that bike. Okay, tracks where... Oh, no! Okay, well, I'm just gonna... Oh, wait, okay. I did not actually expect to start over at the beginning, though that makes sense. I didn't have an occasion to pass a checkpoint. Yeah, tracks with backwards sections are crazy. They just always sort of freak me out, I'm gonna crash. Just the fact that I'm going backwards makes me feel like I'm gonna crash. That was nice and just barely accessible. Yay, over the sign. And over this one. Clearing lots of signs. And in the sewers, of course. Whoa. I've got like a whole different perspective now. What the crap? Oh, no. What? Okay. That was surprising. I didn't know what to expect there. Okay, so here we go. Around. Through. No. 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 Ah. Okay. I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. It's going to be fine. This perspective is freaking me out. I mean, I guess it makes sense. There's so much enclosure around me. There'd be no way for me to see. Dang it. Okay, so what angle do I need to hit that at? Let's figure it out. So I need to... Okay, so I was trying to even out before. That's not what I need to do. All right. Oh, and now I'm here. All right. It looks like they took a lot of control over my bike in the air just there. To make sure I landed in the right spot. Because it kind of wouldn't be fair if they just let physics take over. I would end up in lots of random places. Okay, so now I know how that works. Hopefully I'll be able to do okay. No, nope. Not yet. Okay, so no, accelerating down that is not the strategy. Make it? Yes, just barely. And then better time because I was able to skip over that nonsense. But worse time because I did not plan to hit that ramp very well. Alright. So most of these I want to take at top speed, but that very first one I don't want to take at top speed because that was kind of awkward too. Lands me in an awkward place. And now into the sewer, and hopefully I can do a better job of this. So I will go around, and no, okay, fine. Oh, almost! Okay, but almost is worse than not making it at all, so... Alright, I'll count that as being okay. Okay, so yes, I wanted to hit the brakes on that one. I forgot to hit the brakes on that one. So I'm kind of taking these all a little bit awkwardly now. That one went a little better than last time. And now into the sewer. Kind of came in at a weird angle. Alright, so we go... Oh, no! Stop! Stop it! Oh, dang it! Okay. I want to do a no-fault run on this. But unfortunately I have to pass through... That's the problem with any game like this, is that you have to pass through so much nonsense of stuff you've already gotten at least okay at. Oh, again, I forgot. Okay, well, I haven't gotten good at this section yet because I... You know what, screw it. Okay, so I gotta remember that I don't want to just take that thing at top speed. So do not take this one at top speed. But don't take it at minimum speed either. Okay, let's learn some proportion here. Well, I got that platform with my face. There. I gotta figure out. Oh! I kind of cleared it. Wow! There's kind of no... Oh, and then forgot to do the next thing correctly. Oh, fine, whatever. I was just so excited that I did better than usual. Though, actually, I mean, hitting that higher platform is neat. I don't think it actually gained me anything time-wise. Hitting the middle platform, I think, does gain you something, but hitting the top platform is just, like, gravy. Of course. Okay, well, let's try this again. I really appreciate, by the way, how quickly this game reloads. There's so many games in the world that do a bunch of pointless reloading. Like when you restart a level, they actually like reload the entire level pretty much from scratch, which is not actually necessary a lot of the time. Sometimes it's sort of the cheapest and most automatic way to reload the game. You're using sort of the whatever baseline stuff came with the engine that you're using. But, you know, in a level like this where it's like, there's nothing for the next run that isn't already in memory. Like, you don't need to do, you know, a load from the disk or something in order to reset the level. You just put everything back where... Oh my gosh. You just put everything back where it was. And go, which can be done practically instantaneously by a modern machine. So, yeah. All right. That wasn't actually that different from pausing, but let's just pretend that was okay. Alright. And in the tunnel. Okay. Okay. No! No! Oh! Oh, crap! I got... As soon as I got past the point I usually get, I was so excited that my brain stopped working and I stopped paying attention to what I was doing. Oh, come on. Sorry, I've not been reading the chat. Maybe I should take a break next time and have a look at it before I move on to the next bit. Alright. Anything going on? Are you guys just talking to each other, or is there stuff that I should answer? It looks like folks are, yeah, talking with each other primarily, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I deliberately kind of soft-pedaled that one so that I wouldn't be contending with that top spot, and that actually seemed to work okay. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's one I did not want to soft pedal. I have to wonder if this is actually a contiguous level, or... Nope. Or if they teleport me at that point. Okay, let's try very hard not to just die at this last second. Yes! Yes! Whew! Okay. Awesome. Wow, it is 3:30 in the morning. You know, I think I should get some sleep. You know, because if I start a new level at this point, I'm probably going to spend forever trying to get a gold on it, because the last thing I'm going to ever do is let myself get by on silver. That's not enough. Oh, hey, Blitz, thanks for joining me. So I think this is going to be my last one for tonight, but thank you all for joining me. I'm so thrilled to have so many people watching. I realize that a lot of you are just Trials fans and not particularly here for me, but you know, I actually don't usually play Trials. I usually play a bunch of just random silly indie games. So if any of you are interested in sticking around and following me, feel absolutely free. Otherwise, though, we're going to wrap this up the way I wrap up all my YouTube videos, which is kind of creating an end screen for 20 seconds. This will make way more sense when you watch it on YouTube later, if you're one of the folks that does that. But it just looks like I'm staring at the screen, which is weird.